had increases in sales. We have helped return over $1 billion to businesses, and we can help you too. Just go to getrefunds.com, click on Qualify Me, and answer a few questions. This payroll tax refund is only available for a limited period of time. Don't lose out on up to $26,000 per employee. Go to getrefunds.com. That's getrefunds.com.
Hey guys, Mike Valenti for Cash the Ticket podcast. If you like sports betting or if you just like sports, it's the podcast for you. We try to cover all the big games and maybe some of the games you didn't even know were important, give you some angles, pick some winners, have a good time, and hopefully help you meander through college and pro football season. So join us a couple times a week to get all your information you need to bet the games that you watch. It's Ticket on the Odyssey app or wherever you get your podcasts.
KCBS News Time, 9:12. San Jose is getting ready to do a formal count of RV dwellers in an effort to get a handle on the ever-growing problem of these vehicles being parked on city streets. KCBS's Jennifer Hodges reports.
By doing an official tally, the city of San Jose is looking to make some changes, especially on the city's north side.
Well, we need to know the magnitude of the problem. And in North San Jose, we believe that we're one of the most impacted parts of the city, but we don't know for sure. But we already know we have areas with dozens of RVs on specific streets, and it's just important to know how many sites we're going to need to house and provide services for all of them.
San Jose City Councilman David Cohen is helping launch a pilot program to help people with maintenance and repairs. Many RV dwellers can't afford that or the tickets they get.
It doesn't do us any good to do enforcement unless we have a place for people to live. People in RVs, for the most part, want a safe place to park and be able to sleep and keep their belongings safe.
San Jose City officials next month will start considering a number of safe parking sites. Jennifer Hodges, KCBS.
Still to come on KCBS, we'll be in 1 minute.
It's easy to think all money managers are pretty much the same, but at Fisher Investments, we're clearly different.
Different how? You sell high-commission investment products, right?
No, Fisher Investments doesn't sell any commission-based investment products.
Well, you must earn commissions on trades.
Nope, never at Fisher. We're a fiduciary, obligated to act in our client's best interest. It's the highest standard of care for a financial advisor.
How do you know what's in their best interest?
We get to know our clients and then tailor a portfolio based on their goals and needs.
But you probably sneak in some hidden and layered fees.
No, we have one transparent management fee structured so we do better when our clients do better.
Wow, you really do look out for your clients.
That's because our top priority is helping them achieve a comfortable retirement. It might be why most of our clients come from other money managers. Visit FisherInvestments.com to find out why investors like you switch to us. Fisher Investments. Clearly different money management.
Investments and securities involve the risk of loss.
When you can't stop, there's Vicks Vapor Rub. Vicks Vapor Rub sends powerful medicated Vicks Vapor to the source of your... so you can experience cough relief and breathe easier. Generations of families have trusted Vicks Vapor Rub to help relieve the worst cold symptoms. So next time you have a cough, reach for the Vicks Vapor Rub. Vicks Vapor Rub. Cough relieving is believing.
Hey listener, welcome to Limu's Karaoke Lounge, where Liberty Mutual customizes your car insurance so you only pay for what you need, and the music never stops. Hit it!
Very nice, nice box.
Full-time job. His partner's tough, but Limu's the heartthrob. Grubs and worms, that's what Limu eats. Gotta fuel up to save you money and hit the street. Only pay for what you need at LibertyMutual.com.
Liberty. Coming up on KCBS, strategies for getting through this winter's cold and flu season. KCBS News Time is 9:15. The A's look to better times ahead. Here's Ted Ramey from the Bay Area Chevy Dealer Sports Desk.
Yeah, Margie, no way to get around it here. It's been a rough season for the A's, 102 losses at this point. Yesterday in Seattle, though, perhaps a look at the bright future.
And he rips that one towards the corner, and that baby's gone. Three-run shot, Langoliers. He's got a two-homer game.
Glenn Capper with the call for NBC Sports California as rookie Shea Langoliers smacks his second bomb of the day. A three-run blast that gives Oakland a 10-0 lead on their way to a 10-3 win over Seattle.
Yeah, It's a great day for this club to finish off a series against Seattle, after being beat the last 2 days, bounce back, really come out, swing the bats well, and for the young kids, as you talk about the future, Allen, Pache, and Shea really the majority of the offense today, which was nice to see.
Yeah, that's A's manager Mark Kotsay after the win over the M's, looking to a better future on the horizon. The A's will now finish up their season with 3 at home, hosting the Halos starting tonight. The Giants got a walk-off win in the 10th over the Diamondbacks yesterday, 4-3 in their home finale. They now head out onto the road to finish up their season with 3 in San Diego before a long off-season full of big decision-making begins as they try to figure out how they are going to compete with a loaded NL West moving forward. The Raiders kept their playoff hopes alive with their first win of the season yesterday, downing the Broncos 32-23. But a big takeaway here is Raiders head coach Josh McDaniels' first win as head coach since he was fired by the Broncos back in December in 2010 by Denver. So he's had to wait a bit until he got that next win. At the sports desk, Ted Ramey, KCBS.
Just how fast is Xfinity Internet with supersonic Wi-Fi? Well, it's really fast, like beyond gig speed fast. It has 3 times the bandwidth and the power to connect hundreds of devices at once. That way the whole family can game, stream, or work all at the same time. Now that's power. Get the Xfinity Supersonic button. Unlimited gig speed internet, Wi-Fi equipment included, and a free 4K streaming box. All for $50 a month with a 2-year internet rate guarantee and no annual contract when you add Xfinity Mobile with unlimited data at regular rates. Go to Xfinity.com/gig, call 1-800-XFINITY, or visit a store. Limited time offer, restrictions apply, requires paperless billing and auto pay. New gigabit extra internet customers only. Taxes and fees extra and subject to change. Xfinity Mobile requires post-pay Xfinity Internet. Reduced speeds after 20 gigabytes of wireless usage. After 24 months, regular rates apply. Requires compatible Xfinity gateway.
What do you have for us today, Charlotte?
Charlotte is the little sister of the Tooth Fairy. Charlotte is the Junk Fairy. If you have stuff in your shed that you haven't used in the past 12 months,
Yes.
you're not storing stuff, you got junk.
Turn your storage shed into a shed that you can use again.
Give yourself some space to maneuver.
Call 1-800-GOT-JUNK.
We make junk disappear.
All you have to do is point.
Call 1-800-GOT-JUNK.
Or visit 1-800-GOTJUNK.com.
KCBS News Time is 9:18. We are first for traffic. Dave Fox is in your local Honda dealers traffic center, starting us off on the Richmond Bridge.
Yeah, really big delays here. It was a crash westbound on the Richmond-San Rafael Bridge. 3 cars in the left lane. They've all been towed off, but in that backup, right at the start of, or at the top of the first incline, it's a stalled big rig in the right lane. Traffic is stacked up well before the Richmond Parkway. Don of the KCBS phone force letting us know it's taken him 20 minutes. He hasn't even made it to Stenmark yet. It is a long drive trying to get to San Rafael. Bay Bridge, much easier news there. The meter read lights are on, but it's just backed up before the toll plaza a bit sluggish on the deck as you make your way into San Francisco. Better news about to come, it appears, eastbound 80 before San Pablo Dam Road. 2 a.m. hour, big rig overturned. It's had the 2 right lanes blocked ever since. That rig finally towed out of the way. It looks like we're going to get all lanes open soon. For the moment, though, traffic still backed up in El Cerrito from before Cutting Boulevard. Southbound 880, that commute getting much better. It is slow and going stretches from 238 down to Mission Boulevard, but not the stop and go we had earlier when we had 2 accidents and a stall that really bogged things down. In the South Bay, the San Jose commute looks pretty good, just minor slowing north. Starting right around Capitol Expressway as you head up towards the 880 interchange. Your next traffic update's at 9:28 on the traffic leader, KCBS.
Thank you, Dave. Get a free adjustable base with select mattress purchases at Mancini Sleep.
We'll sit in the mid-70s today, off in the Santa Clara Valley with partly cloudy skies down there and some partly cloudy conditions even up in the North Bay, sitting in the low 80s. We'll see a little bit of a warm-up as we head into the rest of the week. Let's take the Inland East Bay, for example. Today we're sitting at 82 degrees. We warm up to 89 by Wednesday, and by Friday we're sitting at 92. So within 5 days we're jumping 10 degrees. It'll be just like last week, a midweek warm-up that gets us above average as we head into the weekend with sunny skies. We'll keep you updated here in the Weather Center, but for now, I'm meteorologist Jessica Birch with your KCBS KPI.
Weather together on the 8th on All News 106.9 and AM 740 KCBS. The Traffic and Weather Together sponsored by Yosemite Mariposa County Tourism.
Yosemite National Park's advanced vehicle reservations ended October 1st. This autumn, get away to warm, sunny days and clear, star-filled nights. The beauty of fall awaits, creating picture-perfect views for you, your family, and friends at Yosemite.com.
My heart was just making spaghetti. I could have waited to tell my doctor, but I didn't wait.
I was short of breath just reading a book. I'm my doctor, but I didn't wait.
They told their doctors and found out they had atrial fibrillation, makes it about 5 times more likely to have a stroke. If you have one or more of these symptoms, irregular heartbeat, heart racing, chest pain, shortness of breath, fatigue, or lightheadedness, this is no time to wait. Contact your doctor.
Brought to you by Bristol Myers Squibb and Pfizer.
KCBS News Time is 9:22. This portion of the news sponsored by the Walk Shop in Berkeley, the Bay Area's favorite walking shoe store, inviting you to put a spring in your step. It's time now for Ask an Expert. Every weekday at 9:20 a.m. on KCBS, we're giving you direct access to top experts in various fields related to the pandemic. Today, flu season is looming, and the new COVID variants continue to pop up. And since some of the symptoms of the two overlap, doctors say it's important to test if you feel sick, but what else should you do to prepare for the cold seasons? To answer your questions, we're joined live on the KCBS Ring Central Newsline by Dr. Amish Adalja, Senior Scholar at the Johns Hopkins Center for Health Security. And if you have a question you would like answered, please email us at askus@kcbsradio.com. Thank you so much for being with us this morning, Dr. Adalja.
Thanks for having me.
So what is the best way or ways to tell if you have COVID or the flu? And what is it that we need to be looking out for?
There's no way that a person or even a doctor can tell without a test whether somebody's symptoms are caused by COVID-19 or caused by influenza. So this is where testing becomes critical. And we have home COVID tests, but unfortunately we don't have flu tests. So this is something where testing to distinguish the two is going to be necessary because there's two different treatment paths.
And this is, of course, during cold season as well. And I have to tell you, my daughter has a cold, and she said it felt worse than it did when she had COVID. So what do we need to be looking out for?
Well, there's going to be many different viruses circulating. We're not going to have that respite that we had during COVID-19, where a lot of the other respiratory viruses sort of had major constraints to their spread. The biggest things are if you're high risk, if you're somebody that's older, immunocompromised, have any condition like diabetes, obesity, any of these viruses can turn severe. So it's really important to be on the lookout for shortness of breath, extreme fatigue, fever that can't be controlled. All of those should prompt medical attention.
How soon should California seniors be getting a flu shot? We've been told in the past to wait until the end of October, beginning of November. Is it different this year?
It's not any different. We know that this flu vaccine wanes as you get through the season, and the season typically peaks in February. So if you get a flu shot too early, the protection may wear off. And we know that there's flu shots available as early as August. So often what we do is recommend people get flu shots around the end of October, beginning of November, right around the time cases start to tick up. What's complicated this year is that there's been a federal government campaign to try and get people COVID-19 updated vaccines as well as flu shots at the same time. And that's more done out of convenience and messaging rather than out of science. I tell people, the best time to get a flu shot is whenever you can get one. But if you can schedule it, I think I would wait and get it in late October or November so that you actually get maximal benefit. But if the only time you can get a flu shot is now, then get it now.
Oh, that's interesting because it's definitely been the whole thing where they're saying, get them both at the same time. In fact, I did. They said one in each arm, where you're just done. And you're recommending wait if you can. If you have the opportunity to be able to get both, just wait.
Exactly. It's not about checking a box. It's actually about giving best amount of protection. And knowing the science
on this, I think it's very clear that flu shots should be given closer to the start of the flu season, not early, because we know that that protection is going to taper off as you get further into the season. It's just that the and boosters is just not a good subject because of the way they've handled most of their messaging on this. And again, it's another example being put in front of actually what the actual science is on when the flu shot is.
Can you expand a little further on that? How would you improve the messaging?
I think it's say that if for some people who have a difficulty scheduling